Donald Trump said it himself. His top priority is the ballroom. And I want you to listen to what Donald Trump said in his own words, what he thinks his greatest strength is. Building ballrooms. Have a listen to this.
But I'll show you something. This is the equivalent of what I do with the ballroom. I built many ballrooms and many buildings, and that's my greatest strength, actually. I might as well do this. So this room was in terrible shape. This was done by Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Kennedy Onassis, then Jackie Kennedy, I hope. And she took this area, it's called the Palm Court, and here we had one by one little tiles that were all broken, cheap, out of a box. The walls weren't good. We took it, I restored it. I put in new chandeliers. They had lanterns that were terrible.
I remember this room.
Yeah, it was a nothing room.
Yeah.
It was an embarrassment.
There was a seat, a bench right underneath there. Yeah.
To come to the Oval Office, you had to go through this room. It was an embarrassment, okay? And I took it down and rebuilt it. Same as she had it, but at a much higher level. And take a look at the floor. Take a look at the marble. So this is called...
It is really pretty.
Statuary marble. But look at the book ending. Look at the book match. Look how it matches.
That's tough to do.
No, it's very tough. You don't get it. If it's an eighth of an inch off, it's no good.
Is that brass? The brass?
That's a brass, 2 brass strips. But even if you look at the air conditioner vent, it's book matched.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Who can do that? I can do that because I know that, you know, it's even available that you could do that. Very few people can do it. So you take a vent that's supposed to be a piece of aluminum or steel, and the marble man said, I said, do you think you could book match a vent? He said, yeah, look at the other one over there. Book matched. But look at the quality of that job.
Donald Trump, in his own words, saying that his greatest strength is building ballrooms. And that's who you idiots voted for? That's who you morons voted for? Building ballrooms? Greatest strength. Running the country and lowering cost? Maybe not so much. Maybe he should have stuck to, tacky home renovations. I don't know. His greatest strength, building ballrooms. Now, I would tend to disagree with him. I think his greatest strength is manipulating the media and brainwashing people, very ignorant people that believe every single word that he says. That's my personal opinion. Donald Trump was speaking on Air Force One yesterday. And today, I just want to be clear, while many people are struggling to put food on the table for Thanksgiving, and this Ukraine-Russia deal is never going to work, what is Donald Trump doing today, as he's done 84 times this year? He's playing golf at one of his golf courses on taxpayer dollar. So a reporter asked him yesterday about the possibility that they plan to extend subsidies so those can continue to afford their health care. Keep in mind, if these subsidies are not extended, millions of Americans are not going to be able to afford the health care that they need. Listen to Donald Trump days before Thanksgiving talk about how he's probably not going to do that.
I mean, I like my plan the best. Don't give any money to the insurance companies. Give it to the people directly. Let them go out and buy their own health care plan. And we're looking at that. If that can work, we're looking at that. That's sort of take it off. That's what I like. Don't give the money to the insurance companies. They go out and buy their own plan. You give the money to the people. I like it the best.
Are you planning to extend those subsidies?
I'd rather not. Somebody said I want to extend them for 2 years. I don't want to extend them for 2 years. I'd rather not extend them at all.
Will you do it?
And maybe some kind of an extension may be necessary to get something else done, because the Unaffordable Care Act has been a disaster. It's a disaster. And I said it was when it first got put in. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of Republican votes, and the Democrats voted for it. It's a Democrat plan. And the premiums are going up, and it's the Democrats' fault. But, they are negotiating with me. It's very interesting. They want to see something happen.
Who are you talking to on the Democrats side?
I can't tell you, but we have a lot of Democrats want this plan to happen. They would love to see the money go to the people, and the people go out and get their own health care. And there would be nothing like it.
Right. There you go again, complaining about Obama and complaining about his health care that he put in place, which is, for lack of a better term, called Obamacare, but there is still no replacement plan. And right before Thanksgiving, Leonard, health care for 20 million Americans doesn't seem to be a top priority for the President of the United States while he's on his way to his resort playing golf.
He wants to send people a $2,000 check. And I'll just send them, you have to send $2,000 a month to every single person. That's what it would come down to. And keep in mind, prior to Obamacare, 22 million people could not afford. This was really directed at the lower income people. This was directed at minorities in bad neighborhoods who couldn't afford it. This was a subsidy from the government to make sure that everyone had medical coverage. And the reason they did it was because the hospitals and the medical field was taking a beating because people with no insurance, they still break their arm. They still break their legs. They still have heart attacks. They still have to go to the emergency room. They have to use medical resources. And that it was almost like car insurance where you wanted to force everybody to pay so everyone would have coverage. And now they don't want to do the subsidies anymore because it's unpopular. Why is it unpopular with Republicans? Why are Republicans pushing back? Trump did say, it was reported in the news, I think the New York Post, that he did say he wanted to extend, or an idea was to extend the subsidies for 2 more years with a couple of restrictions. And it was the Republicans that pushed back, not the Democrats.
Yeah. A big portion of Donald Trump's campaign was saying that he would end the war in Ukraine, as you know.
24 hours.
Within 24 hours. He said all you would have to do is pick up the phone. Not only is that not true, but we are now, almost a year into Donald Trump's second term. And not only is the war still going strong, but they are continuing to coddle to Vladimir Putin. By the way, has Donald Trump ever put the blame on Putin? He's always said both sides. He's never put the blame on Putin.
He refuses to say he was the aggressor. He refuses to say that it was an attack on sovereignty on a sovereign nation.
It's really despicable. And this is Donald Trump now talking about the 28-point plan. And one reporter asked him, there's a lot of people that feel like, Mr. President, that this is favorable to Russia. Well, of course it is.
It was their wish list.
And then he talks about this plan being a concept, like he talks about healthcare. Listen to this.
Europe really wants to see it end if possible.
There were a lot of Republicans who felt that the first 28-point plan, was too favorable to Russia. Have you changed that?
Well, that was just a map. All that was is a map. That was not a plan. It was a concept. And from there, they've taken each one of the 28 points, and then you get down to 22 points. A lot of them were solved, and actually very favorably solved. So we'll see what happens.
What the hell is he talking about? Concept? So your concept of a plan is rewarding an evil, murderous dictator for invading our allies? This is when it goes on, and he's asked, what kind of concessions? This is an unbelievable clip that I'm about to play for you. The President of the United States is asked, what concessions Russia going to make? Keep in mind, Vladimir Putin and Russia are the ones that invaded Ukraine. Listen to Donald Trump's definition of what a concession would be. Listen to this.
I believe next week in Moscow.
Next week in Moscow?
I think so, yes.
What kinds of concessions are the Russians going to have to make?
Well, they're making concessions. Their big concession is they stop fighting and they don't take any more land. Again, it's a war that would have never happened if I was president. This was not anything that was going to happen. This happened because of stupidity. It's too bad.
So let me get this right. A concession is to stop killing people. So that would be like me saying, for example, if somebody's in a crowd of people and starts, shooting a bunch of innocent people, that person is caught. We know what happened. What is the punishment? Just stop killing people. I'm being serious.
Can I
though.
make a quick analogy?
Yeah, it's insane.
So, as you know, I was union president, and I was the head negotiator for the supervisor union. That would be like me going to the city and the city council and telling them how to negotiate against us. And then when I brought the board in and we all sat down with the city already knows how to negotiate with us. That is so underhanded, and it really shows Trump's character because I don't know if he truly loves Putin or if they have something on him. I don't know what it is.
And the president also is trying to get Ukraine to give up their land to Russia.
Yeah.
And make no mistake about it, you are rewarding an evil, murderous dictator for starting a war. Donald Trump is asked about this, about maybe Ukraine giving up a little bit too much of their land. Have a listen to this.
Do you think that Ukraine was being asked to give too much land back to Russia? I know at one point you said they shouldn't have to give any back.
It's really up. Look, the way it's going, if you look, it's just moving in one direction. So eventually that's land that over the next couple of months might be gotten by Russia anyway. So do you want to fight and lose another 50, 60,000 people? Or do you want to do something now? In some cases, the land is going in the other direction. So they're negotiating. They're trying to get it done. You want to have a border? You can't have a border that goes through a highway or a border that goes through the middle of a town. So that doesn't work. So it's a long, complicated process. And very, very sad because so many people are being killed.
Wait, come again? Ukraine is taking land that does not belong to them from Russia?
What he's trying to say is in the Donetsk region or in Kherson or
Right.
somewhere like that. What he's saying is, well, if Russia's already taken half of the land, and if it goes through a highway, well, we can't just split it there. So Ukraine's going to have to give it up. He's as pro-Russian as it gets.
Oh, sure. And the president, and his envoy are primarily concerned, at least it appears to me, with doing anything and everything they can to make Vladimir Putin happy and reward him for being a murderer, for his brutal and sadistic war of aggression. That's exactly what this is. Make no mistake about it.